This is the Dr. Duke Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dr. Duke Show. I am Dr. Duke, and I am joined by the redoubtable Vicki McKenna. That's a great word. I love it. How you doing, Vicki?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much.
Good to see you. We have another one of our just creepy stories. We have the United States Navy. The Navy, my friends, has appointed a non-binary drag queen influencer as its digital ambassador to appeal to a wide range of potential candidates amid military recruiting crises. This is according to a Navy spokesman who is talking to the Daily Caller News Foundation. So this is the actual argument. A sailor, and there you see him, Joshua Kelly, is also Harpy Daniels. I don't know if he realizes that a harpy is actually an ancient Greek mythological creature that has the face of a woman and the body of a harpy eagle, and its entire premise is to defecate on people's food so they wouldn't eat it. I don't really think Joshua Kelly understands that. Explain to me, Vicki, how is this going to make a broader number of recruits want to go to the Navy?
It won't. This is the virus. Who called it the woke mind virus? I think I heard Elon Musk say it. I think I heard Gad Saad say it. It's the woke mind virus. There are people who think, I know what we need to do. In order to appeal to young people, we need to embrace this inane, empty, inverted pop culture. And that way young people will then respond to us. So that's part of probably what is going on here. And part of, what we were talking about with the Budweiser story, just dumb, overeducated, under-intelligent young people coming out of marketing departments thinking that, everybody agrees with them and everybody loves drag queens and everybody's all about this trans mafia and everybody's about the triangle flag. And so, you can see the Navy saying, aha, we'll capture some of that and we'll get those young people to join the Navy. But here's the thing. People who join the United States military, who are these people? These are people who are typically very patriotic. These are people who are typically very self-sacrificing, not self-indulgent, self-sacrificing. These are typically hardworking young people, young men, particularly, who are coming from backgrounds that still value hard work, that still believe, in saluting the flag, that get teary-eyed when the national anthem plays, the people who respect every millimeter of history that has come before them, who honor military veterans, who, go to the Veterans Day parades. That's who these people are. The young men, typically of the United States, who are still practicing a very traditional type of masculinity and a very traditional type of patriotism. How does Harpy Daniels, shaking his moneymaker, appeal to the natural group of men who would be the military recruits? It doesn't. Furthermore, if those men look at this, they're saying to themselves, that's not what I want to be part of. That's not what I believe the United States is about. And that is not a military that maybe they all grew up wanting to join someday. That's not the military that I thought it was.
Yeah, we've got some video that I want to show you of Miss Daniels, if we can call her that, doing her thing. Now, when I think about this, Vicki, here's what I say. In the Navy, you can sail a 7 seas. In the Navy, you can put your mind at ease. In the Navy. Come on now, people, make a stand. Vicki, you can help your fellow seamen by dancing that way.
I am not going to comment on that, Duke, because
I'm kind of hoping you don't.
My mom's watching from heaven, so I'm just going to let that one go. But this is somehow an affliction of every hashtag smart person every person in corporate HR, every person in administrative HR, even if it's government administrative HR, they just, they get their marching orders. We have to be woke. We have to embrace DEI. Obviously, Joy Reid and everybody on MSNBC tells me that you're an evil homophobe or a transphobe if you don't appreciate this. And so, of course, this is what we're going to market to, because we don't want a bunch of bigots in the United States Navy, for heaven's sake. And everybody agrees with us. And when the recruitment numbers get even worse than they are right now, and I was talking to someone who actually follows along with what the condition of readiness is for the United States military, who flat out said that, since the Obama administration, readiness has not even been the standard by which the military, specifically the Navy, is being judged. It's their commitment to climate change. It's their commitment to gender ideology. It's their commitment to social justice. That's how our military is being judged. Well, is social justice going to win a conflict? Is social justice going to be the apex of all lethality, which is what you want in a military that defends the nation that it represents? Is social justice a fighting strategy? Is it a war strategy? Is it a combat strategy? Is it a readiness strategy? But that's what we're doing, focusing on all of these left-wing political ideologies, and everything else is going by the wayside. We're even talking about reducing physical standards for people to get into the United States military, because too many people are too overweight, too many people are too soft, too many people are unfit, too many people have type 2 diabetes, et cetera, ad nauseum. So, the answer to getting better quality and more recruits isn't reducing standards. Hello. It is demanding better of people in the first place. And that's something that nobody seems to be interested in doing, is creating a culture that demands better.
I think you answer your own question when you said, is social justice going to blank, blank, blank? And the obvious answer to that is no. The purpose of social justice war is not to fight them. The purpose of social justice is to never again allow the military of the United States to intervene anywhere, or even to defend ourselves, because defending ourselves from attack, even from, say, China or Russia, well, maybe they have a point that we've been bad. Maybe we kind of deserve it. We don't want to really fight people anymore. That's not social justice. And let me ask you another question, Vicki. This is what the Navy decides to do to promote and try to get more people to join. How come we don't have a similar video of a Navy cadet who's also a minister or a dad or a construction worker, right? Doing manly things. Why is the only way they want to try to get more recruits by foregrounding
feminizing?
The Dylan Mulvaney of the Navy Corps, for God's sake. You are not, by doing this, Vicki, and not showing all kinds of other seamen in different kinds of work and environments, doing all kinds of jobs besides dancing in women's clothes. What you're literally saying is, all you men, we really don't quite want you. Exactly.
Exactly. It's feminizing men. It's a rejection of masculinity, but it's also an abomination of femininity as well. It is inverting everything. We've talked about this before, about the general trans movement. It is about inverting truth itself. And so you're right. You want to attract more people to join the United States Navy, then show people, regular people of all stripes, who are interested and who have served the United States in its armed services. And not to I'm not denigrating the service of women in the military by any stretch. Please don't try to twist what I'm about to say. But the military is masculine. The military is male. The military is XY chromosomes. The military is big muscles, tough men doing hard things on behalf of those of us who are too weak to do it for ourselves. It is not sassy Harpy Daniels in her stiletto platform heels and her super slick synthetic wig with overpainted injected lips. That is not what the military is supposed to be about. That does not give me the peace of mind that the United States military can protect me, someone who is too weak to defend my nation myself, except using free speech, which is also under attack in a conversation for another show. But that's what they're trying to do, is they're destroying all the institutions. And think about this. What are the institutions that protect us from tyranny? The institutions that protect us from tyranny are things like the churches, the United States military, the United States justice system and the rule of law, families, in particular families. These are things that are sort of the wetlands against tyranny. They filter out, they capture the crap, they reduce the impact of the sludge. And we're destroying every single one of those natural institutions that would have provided us some protection against the rise of insane totalitarianism in this country. And we can't count on any of those institutions any longer. Once the United States Marine Corps goes woke, we're done, people. It's the Navy now. It was the Army before. If the USMC goes down this road, hang it up.
Well, they're already going down it. I know that they're one of the organizations who has lowered the standards, particularly for female soldiers. They won't define it that way, but that's what they've done. Not enough officers who are female in the Marine Corps. And about a couple of years ago now, they already lowered standards in order to get more women in positions of power. And the thing one of the things that really bothers me, Vicki, is that they don't even the Navy doesn't even really refer to this young man as a sailor much. He is now an ambassador. That's a very, very dangerous term when you're dealing with the military. This is somebody who, again, isn't a fighter, isn't really a soldier. He's not a sailor. What he is really is an ambassador. And what is he an ambassador to? China, to a foreign country? Is he an ambassador to a military academy? No. He is an ambassador for men who want to dress like women. That's it. That's the only thing that recommends this. It is really kind of stunning when you think about the degree to which the entire federal government has, as you said correctly, just like they did with the public schools, they've turned education in this country into a one long pre-K through graduate program, ideological transformation of this country. All about CRT and global warming and critical race theory, nothing to do with education. Now, much more dangerously, they have managed to do that exact same program with our military. It's one thing to graduate ignorant children. It's another thing to have on the front lines of a very dangerous world an organizational military whose primary goal is social justice, not, as you said, lethality.
Does anybody think that China is worried about our Navy right now?
They're laughing.
Does anybody think that anybody is worried about the United States military right now? I mean, this is bananas what is happening. And think about how fast it came on us, Duke. Back in 2009, when Barack Obama dropped, or it was 2010, when Barack Obama dropped this idea that we should be tolerant of trans people, and it kind of went away. Some companies responded, but it kind of went away. And then all of a sudden, just a few years ago, just a handful of years ago, it was just add water crazy. Right after BLM was no longer of use value for the moment. What filled the void of upheaval in the United States, the movement of upheaval in the United States, when people started noticing that BLM burned down a lot of cities, and when Antifa got a little bit too far out on its skis, by destroying Seattle and Portland and coming after folks. What happened? What did it get filled with? Trans, instantly. Now, if you're a 7, 8 little old ladies showing up at some gym because you don't want men in the women's locker room, 200 transvestites will show up, intimidate you, and even physically assault you. How did that happen so fast, to the point where the entire military apparatus, the administrative apparatus, the bosses adopted the language and the ideology of it 100% and almost instantaneously, to the point where now there's a drag queen thinking, a recruiter for the United States Navy. Someone needs to look into what's going on here? Because this all plays like color revolutions. I mean, that to me going out on the edge there, but it really does. It plays like planned chaos that has been executed wholesale across the United States in a way that cannot be explained by popular opinion shifting.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And it's not even transgendered people. This is just a gay dude dressing like a woman. This has morphed even beyond transgenderism. If I were transgendered or foolishly thought that's what I was, I would kind of be offended that somebody who does not have those kinds of dysphoric issues is just putting on women's clothes and getting more attention than a transgender soldier actually would be. And I'm going to leave you tried with a little levity, Vicky. This is my comment. You ready? We want you.
Your singing wasn't enough?
We want you as a new recruit. We want you. We want you. We want you as a There you go. Glamorous, all baby.
Right. Sashay Shante.
Thanks, Vicky. We appreciate you, and that's going to wrap up the show. If you have any questions, comments, or want to support this show, and I really think you ought to, I think Vicky would agree, simply visit drdukeshow. Yeah, there you go. drdukeshow.com. All of us here at the Dr. Duke Show welcome you and thank you, and we'll see you next time.